Good morning everyone. My name is Mrs. Kangwa from County School. Welcome to another grade 3 lesson in social studies. Today in social studies we are going to be looking at Lwindi ceremony. We are going to be looking at Lwindi ceremony. But before we go to our lesson for today, let us do a recap or revise on what we learned last time. Who can remember what we looked at last time in social studies? Okay, so last time in social studies, we were still looking at traditional ceremony. And under traditional ceremony, we were looking at Umutomboko. We were looking at Umutomboko ceremony, where we say Umutomboko ceremony is actually celebrated by the Lunda speaking people. It is celebrated by the Lunda speaking people. We also said the word Umutomboko simply means a dance of victory. It means a dance of victory. So in our previous lessons, we have looked at different types of traditional ceremonies. We have looked at Chwala ceremony, we have looked at Okusefya Pamwena, we have also looked at Malaila ceremony, we have looked at Umutomboko ceremony. So today we are actually going to be talking about Lwindi ceremony. We are going to be talking about Lwindi ceremony. Okay. So Lwindi ceremony is a traditional ceremony that is performed or that is celebrated by the Tonga speaking people. Lwindi ceremony is a traditional ceremony that is celebrated by the Tonga speaking people. Okay, so one might ask to say, in which month of the year do they celebrate Lwindi ceremony? So Lwindi ceremony is actually celebrated during this time of the year, towards the end of what? July. Lwindi ceremony is celebrated towards the end of July. Where does it take place? Where does Lwindi ceremony take place? Remember, we said it is celebrated by the Tonga speaking people towards the end of the month of July. Now, where exactly does it take place? Which province, which district, and which village does Lwindi ceremony take place? Okay, so the province where it takes place is Southern Province. So the province where it takes place is Southern Province. The district is actually Monze District. So the district where it takes place is Monze District, and the village is called Gonde Village. Okay, so we said that where it takes place, the province is Southern Province, and the district is Monze District, and the village is Gonde Village. Province Southern, district Monze, and village Gonde Village. This is where this traditional ceremony takes place. Okay, so someone will ask to say, why is Lwindi ceremony important to the Tonga speaking people? Why is it an important event for the Tonga speaking people? Okay, so Lwindi ceremony is important to our friends, or it is important to us because these people celebrate, or they celebrate the ancestors, or they celebrate to thank the ancestors for the harvest. You would agree with me to say this time of the year, most of our friends, most of us are harvesting. Some of us have already done that, some of us were in the process of harvesting. So they celebrate this ceremony to thank the ancestors for the harvest that they have produced for that particular harvest season. So this ceremony is important because it gives them chance to celebrate or to thank the ancestors for the what? For the good harvest they have harvested for this season. These people, or the Tonga speaking people, actually believe so much in the ancestors. When they have a good harvest, they believe, say, their ancestors are pleased with them. So they thank them for that harvest. Even though they do not have a good harvest, but they just have to thank their ancestors for the little or for the abundance food which has been given to them. So, apart from the significance, I also want us to talk about what they call, or what we call, the paramount chief of the Tonga-speaking people. What their chief is called. Okay? So the chief of the Tonga-speaking people is called Chief Monze. The paramount chief of the Tonga-speaking people is called Chief Monze. So the paramount chief of the Tonga-speaking people is called Chief Monze. Their paramount chief is called Chief Monze. So I want us to look at this chart together. So let us look at our chart here. So our chart says Lwindi is a traditional ceremony held by Tonga people. Lwindi is a traditional ceremony held by Tonga people. The ceremony takes place in Southern Province, in Monze district, in Gonde village. So here we have the place where it takes place. We are saying Southern Province, the district, Monze district, and the village is called Gonde village. We go on to say the Tonga people celebrate this ceremony to thank their ancestors for the harvest. The Tonga people celebrate this ceremony to thank their ancestors for the harvest. The name of the chief is Chief Monze. The name of the chief is called Chief Monze. Okay, so to begin with, we said Lwindi ceremony is a traditional ceremony which is celebrated by the Tonga-speaking people from Southern Province. The district is Monze district and the village is Gonde village. And the season or the month in which it takes place in July or towards the end of July. It takes place towards the end of July. Now, why is this ceremony important to the Tonga-speaking people? It is important because, one, it gives them chance to celebrate or to thank their ancestors for the harvest. It gives them chance to celebrate or to thank their ancestors for the harvest that they have harvested for that harvest season. And the paramount chief of the Tonga-speaking people is called Chief Monze. The paramount chief of the Tonga-speaking people is called Chief Monze. Okay? So, after all this learning, I want us to do an activity together. We are going to write an activity together. So this is the activity that I want us to do together. So let us go through the questions together. Number one, what do we call the chief of the Tonga people? What do we call the chief of the Tonga people? So you should mention the name of the chief of the Tonga people. Number two, where does Lwindi ceremony take place? Where does Lwindi ceremony take place? So one, the province. You give me the province where Lwindi ceremony takes place. Number two, the district. Which district? Number three, the village where it is held, where it takes place. And then number three reads, why do Tonga celebrate Lwindi ceremony? Why do Tongas celebrate Lwindi ceremony? Okay? So thank you very much. My name is Kangwa from Fountain School, and this was a grade 3 lesson in social studies.